Yeah, seems like the recording has started. Let's wait for other folks to join.
Yep.
Hey, hi Abhinandan. Hey Nirali.
Hey, hi Venkat.
Hi, Venkat. Let's wait for a few more minutes and let other folks join. All right, I suppose we'll get started. The first item on today's agenda Yeah, the updates for OpenEBS 4.5 release. So the local engine repos, they have the release for those repos have been cut already. What that means is dynamic local PV 4.5, raw file local PV 0.14. Tell me about the numbers for ZFS, Abhinandan. What did we cut for ZFS?
It's 2.10.
2.10 for ZFS, 2.11 for Maya Store. Okay, that's not a local engine, but we are cutting that release as well. And let me see what if we cut a release for LVM. I don't know if we have LVM representation. Okay, yeah, it's 1.9.
Yeah, it's 109, Ladri.
Yeah, we have cut 1.9 for LVM. We are looking to cut the OpenEBS 4.5 very soon, going through the last set of changes before we do that. Yeah, and this release, from what I know, some of the contributors were looking forward to the dynamic host paths node deployment mode. At least that's what I got from some Slack and LinkedIn conversations. And so that is out. If you're using the dynamic local PV Helm chart, in it's by itself and not using the OpenEBS Helm chart, then you could already start using it. Yeah. Apart from that, we have been able to cut a new release for the OpenEBS website as well. That OpenEBS website used to be built with Docusaurus v2. We have gone to the next major version, Docusaurus v3. Docusaurus v3 was considerably different library than Docusaurus v2, and I'll let Abhinandan talk more about it. I think Abhinandan cut the big PR which made that change.
Yeah, so it was mostly so we were using a very deprecated version of Docusaurus that was 2.0 beta version, and lots of libraries and dependents were outdated. So what we did is we rebuilt the entire docs from scratch on Docusaurus latest, that is V3. And yeah, it's live now. You guys can try it out and let us know your feedbacks. It's looking much better, and lots of dependency issues and critical, what do you say, security issues have been fixed there. So yeah, looks pretty good now. Please check it out.
Yeah, thank you, Abhinandan. Before, the last item on the agenda was the discussion related to offline rebates for master volumes. Before I get into that, I see there's someone new joining the call. Mahesh, would you like to introduce yourself and tell us about yourself? If I recall correctly, you're the same person who's making the resize fix on the control plane repo. Is that, am I right? Mahesh, can you hear me?
If you're speaking, you're on mute, probably, Mahesh. Oh.
Sorry, am I audible now?
Yeah,
So,
hi.
Yeah, hi,
okay.
hi. Sorry, yeah, this is the same
If you're
Mahesh. I'm
driving
working on
or
the.
something like that, that's fine. It's fine. I probably shouldn't have.
It's okay. I
Yep.
just made a pit stop. I think I can give an introduction. So yeah, this is the same Mahesh. I'm working on that reconcile changes where replica size. If there is a block on the replica size and yeah, sorry, yeah, that's a reconcile changes. The same Mahesh, yes.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, welcome.
Thank
So
you.
Mahesh, like, would you like to give us some more context, like how OpenEBS has been helping you, or what are the use cases that you find is good for your use cases? A brief idea should be good enough.
Yeah, so we were looking for the main idea was we had SSDs, NVMe SSDs, and we were looking for high IOPS based CSI. We were evaluating couple of CSI providers, but finally settled on Master. We know it was new and all, but we thought we can contribute upstream wherever we can, grow along with the Master community, OpenEBS community. That was the intention when we chose OpenEBS Maestro for our high IOPS use cases, especially for databases and all. We wanted a high IOPS engines. Yeah.
That's great. So
Yeah.
hopefully the performance is up to the mark you're expecting. Like Maestro
Yes.
specifically is very performant in case of mixed workloads. So hopefully,
Yes.
yeah,
Yes. Yes.
sure,
What
great.
Yeah.
what kind of workloads are you running against Maestro volumes?
So both block storage, we are using for block storage, and we are using for databases as well right now.
Okay.
Internally for our internal platform. So far it has been good. I mean, no complaints there on the performance side. So wherever we could find, so just to give you an heads up, Yug Chaudhary is also one of me and Yug Chaudhary work together on same team. So we both so wherever we could find some lacking parts, we are raising issues, we are raising PRs actively. So hopefully we will be, we can progress together on such parts.
Yeah, the offline rebuild, rebuild for unpublished master volumes, that's a big ticket item. It's been on the cards. I think we
Yes.
have heard from other OpenEBS users who have found use for that kind of a thing, passively being able to rebuild the volume while it's not published. Yeah.
Chaudhary is working on it, I guess, right?
Yes.
Yeah, he has raised an OEP and I think he's probably we merged his first scaffolding PR. Yeah.
Yes.
Nice progress.
Yeah.
Cool. Thanks for your contributions.
Yeah.
You guys, glad that we helped.
Yeah.
Yes, thank you, Mahesh, and convey thanks to you as well. Abhinandan, I think can explain this bit about offline rebuilds, and what does it actually do for us on Maestro?
Yeah. So just to give you a context, like for example, at the moment, rebuilds need an access, right? So what happens is currently, if a volume is not published, we destroy the nexus. So that's the reason the rebuilds do not happen, even if there is a degraded replica on the volume, since the nexus is not there to rebuild, because nexus is the orchestrator at the end of the day that orchestrates all the replicas. So there is no entity to rebuild the degraded replicas. So now with this change that Yug is making, we will have, I mean, if we detect any degraded replicas, we will automatically create a nexus that starts the rebuild, finishes the rebuild, and then the nexus goes away. So that's the entire flow. Yeah, I hope that was clear.
Yeah, I think that made some sense. Yes.
It makes sure that the nexus is not connected. I mean, not connectable from the workload also. It's not NVMe shared.
Correct. The nexus will not be shared, so it will not be connectable. So it will be a non-shared nexus. Yeah.
Just for the rebuild purposes.
Correct.
Yeah.
Yeah, I suppose that's what's on the cards for 2.12 for Maestro. I suppose it's not going to come out on 2.11. That's something that's going to happen in a couple of days, I think. Yeah, I think that's all we have for this one.
Also, Mahesh, your change will probably not make into 2.11, which is 2.11 is already being cut. I mean, the branch is being cut. So, and we are closing the release, so we'll not introduce new more changes. But if needed, we can always create a patch to shell out all those fixes, right? Yeah, just a heads up on that. Sure.
All right. Yeah. Yeah, I think the big news here is we're going to cut OpenEBS 4.5 soon. That's been a long time coming, and the whole testing and setting up testing circumstances for uh, new platforms like OpenShift, and also testing the new features which are coming into dynamic host path. I think that was something that took some time while we were preparing for 4.5. Yeah, some other minor things that come to mind about new things that we were able to do after the last community meeting is that we were able to add the Alpine SH and Alpine Bash images to the QA registries. Those were two images which did not live on the QA registry, and you couldn't actually get them from QA if you prefer to use QA instead of Docker or GHCR. Yeah, I think that's all we have for now. 2.11 is going to come out with offline node delete, offline pool delete, and the big one.
Yeah, disk failure handling. That's a
Is
big ticket
failure
item.
handling.
Yeah.
Yes, uh, it's a big item. I hope it works out, but that's all I have for today. I think.
I had one question for Mahesh. I saw his proposal of a reconciler proposal to match the replica. Am I right? Is that what it is? Why before rebuilding the volume, do you try to match if there is a smaller size replica with the bigger size
Yes.
replica?
Yes.
Um, So, wanted to understand what is a use case where it will happen, where there is a size mismatch. Do you
So
think? Yeah.
yeah, I'll give you some context. So we in the production we got one issue where one of the we had two replica set up for one of pool, two replica pool, and one of the replica didn't got resized, and
Yeah.
that's where when we tried to expand the volume, it was failing. And the
Okay.
internal team flagged it that it was stuck in expanding state for too long, and then we tried to debug, find an issue, and then we struggled a lot, but finally realized, okay, I mean the easiest way to solve this is to ensure we make a confirmation that replica is resized first before we try to do a nexus resize.
I think is it not done by the current volume expansion code? I think that was there in the design when it was implemented. If
Yeah,
not, should we not fix that code?
to check, I'm not pretty sure, but the idea was if there was any transient failure, you don't try to attempt to expand nexus before you see that all the replicas have expanded.
Okay. We'll check on the code for the volume expansion. I thought that it was there, but yeah. If there is something, I'll ask you on the ticket. I mean, on your PR itself.
Of course. I'll also take a deeper dive on that part today.
Yeah, sure. Thank you.
Right then, we can close off early today. What do we think? Does that sound good to you, Abhinandan? Should we close off?
Yeah, I think if anyone has anything they can share at the moment, or we can end the call for today.
All right then.
Sure.
Thanks to all of you for coming, and thanks to Mahesh for also joining the call today. Yeah, thanks everyone.
Thanks, everyone.
Thanks everyone. Thanks everyone.